When I was in college, I threw the javelin. And if you've ever seen javelin throwing, it looks a little chaotic until you understand it. You basically sprint down the runway as fast as you possibly can, and then at the end you physically hit basically like an imaginary wall, and everything stops. In that instant, your body turns into a massive rubber band. Your chest opens up, your arm stretches back all the way, and your other arm then pulls itself towards your body. And all of that stored momentum releases into one explosive throw. It's fast, it's violent, it means a little bit of controlled chaos. At one meet, my coach showed me a slow motion photo video of one of my throws, and we stopped it just before I was throwing. My eyes were shut, my jaw was clenched, pure effort, the kind of expression you make when you're absolutely convinced this throw is the most important thing happening in the world, and you're putting everything into it. The javelin itself was bending just a bit at the ends. That's how much force was going through it from my body. But then my coach pointed out something a little strange. My left hand, my non-throwing hand. In javelin, your left hand isn't holding anything. Your arm is supposed to help basically guide your body and pull your other throwing arm forward. My left arm was fine, but my left hand, all my fingers were extended except for one, my ring finger. It was curled inward, almost like it was trying to grab something that wasn't there. So my coach looked at me and he said, what exactly are you doing with your hand? And honestly, I had no idea. I didn't have any idea that I was doing it in the first place. So I thought about it for a minute, and then it hit me. I realized something interesting. Before javelin, I played softball for most of my childhood. My left hand was my glove hand, and when I threw a ball with my right hand, my left hand naturally closed in a very specific way. It had to do with my ring finger. I was using it to hold on to my glove. It helped secure my glove so I didn't lose it when I threw the ball with the other hand. And without even realizing it, I had trained my body for years to do just that. Hold on to the glove when you throw something. So when I started throwing javelin, something that looks similar but is fundamentally different, my brain did what it always did under those conditions. It filled in the gap. No glove? That doesn't really matter. My body said, you better make sure you don't drop it. So my ring finger naturally curled as I threw the javelin. Not because I thought about it, but because I had trained it thousands, probably millions of times before. In that moment, well, it stuck with me, because it revealed something important about how we work. You see, we don't just perform skills when we need them, we carry habits into new situations, whether they belong there or not. And most of the time, we don't even notice. That's the interesting part. We like to think that we are acting in the moment, making fresh decisions, adjusting as needed. But the truth is, a lot of what we do is borrowed from repetition. Old habits show up in new environments. The good ones, those elevate us, but the bad ones sneak in quietly to derail us. And sometimes, like in my case, completely unnecessary ones just tag along for the ride. Here's the bigger idea. People often say, that person's just naturally talented. And sometimes that's true. But what we rarely see is the invisible history behind it. The thousands of repetitions, the patterns built over years, the habits formed so deeply that they no longer feel like effort. They feel like your identity. So the question becomes, what are you training into yourself right now? Because even if it feels small, even if it feels irrelevant, even if you think, this doesn't really matter yet, your brain, your body, is paying attention. It's collecting patterns. It's building defaults. And one day those defaults will show up in a completely different arena, just like my ring finger did on a javelin runway. So maybe the real challenge isn't just about building good habits. It's about paying attention to the ones we don't even realize we've built. Because you don't just become what you practice intentionally. You also become what you repeat unconsciously. And if that's true, then the question is simple. What are you rehearsing for without realizing it?